Hello, David.
Hello.
How you
So,
doing, sir? Are you in New York right now?
yeah. hmm
All right. So let's talk about the movie. The Sopranos was one of the most beloved series ever in the history of television, and a lot of people consider it the best television series ever. So what do you want to keep from the series, and what do you want to change, considering that the Many Saints of Newark is a movie, and it's a movie that we're supposed to watch in movie theaters.
Well, the only thing I wanted to, I don't even know if this is much of a change. For the movie, I wanted the protagonist story to be a version of what they call the hero quest.
Yeah.
The guy starts out and he goes, in a straight line toward the end, solving his challenges or not solving. It doesn't have as many side branches, the story.
And what about the entertainment factor? Because one thing that I clearly noticed as soon as I started watching the movie was how entertaining it is. It could have had a lot of exposition and heavy dialogue, but it doesn't. How important was that for you to make something that is very entertaining, even if you have plenty of characters?
Oh, well, yeah, I believe that's the fundamental purpose of motion pictures, is to entertain you, not to teach. I mean, if that stuff happens, it's fine, but entertainment.
So when you write, it's just like you're just always thinking about that, just let's entertain people. I mean, let's give people some good dialogue and everything, but let's keep it moving.
Some of it is like that. It's just that I've been doing this for a long time, not movies, but writing for television, which is a bastard child of movies. It's just second nature to you that you're always looking for the best thing. And what's going to happen next? Obviously, you don't want the plot to go sag or anything like that, although that does happen. So you're always just looking for what'll be good. You're not really thinking about what's going to be entertaining. It pretty quickly becomes what's best for the story. If you were telling this story to your kid, what would you want to happen next?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
Sure, yeah, but it's like you have a great sense of rhythm, I mean,
rhythm is really important. Peaks and valleys, yeah.
And then you have, of course, you have the character of Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano is back. Well, there's two younger version of the character, of course, because we know James Gandolfini is gone. But when you decide to do this, I'm gonna have Tony Soprano again. Okay, the fans were very excited, but it could have been risky, right? Because people.
Well, it was a Sopranos movie. That's what Warner Brothers was paying for. Yeah, there should be Tony Soprano in it. That was part of the job. It would be like if somebody told you, okay, I'm going to pay you $10 to clean out this closet. You would know you got to clean up the shelves on top too. It was a gangster movie. Except it didn't have to be. This would work. That movie would have worked just as well with somebody named Smith, Tony Smith and his uncle Jerry Smith. It would work just as well. But there's a lot of studio expectation. I don't mean studio. There's a lot of expectation and goodwill in it because they know the characters. So that's half the battle of any project, is who are these people? Where are they coming from? But that was all taken care of because of the series.
And how amazing was to find Michael Gandolfini.
I don't want to take away from his achievement, but yeah, the DNA was really there. I don't know what I call it amazing. It was great, that's for sure. I mean, it was amazing that he's so good. I mean, what's the odds of that? Most people, I mean, if you take, kings in medieval Europe, the sons were always an idiot. So it was great.
And you have, of course, you mentioned the uncle, Dicky Montisanto. portrayed by Alessandro Nivola. Alessandro Nivola is just so good here, and he does look a lot too like the actor Michael Imperioli, right? The guy who portrayed his.
Well, I never saw that resemblance. I think Michael has a completely different face. But if you consider what the mother looks like and him, yeah, that works. I just never thought those two guys look alike. I mean, they have the same coloration, but anyway, it's not important.
Hey, what can you say about Alessandro Nivola? Because as I say, I think he's very good in this movie.
It's incredible to me that he isn't a movie star, a big movie star already. He's, really good looking. He's so talented. He's really smart. He's very charming. So maybe now he will be a big movie star.
So I would really like you to talk about the way you portray the African American experience in the movie. I mean, it's very interesting because after everything that happened with George Floyd, the assassination of George Floyd, it seems that things haven't changed so much. So can you talk about that part of the movie that is very interesting for me?
Well, the movie was always about that. And none of that material has been changed. The movie was about the Newark riots, right?
Yeah.
And we did it, and it was in the can. And then between ourselves and the studio, we decided to make some changes, but not to any of that material. COVID hit, we went away for a year. We came back, and George Floyd and all the other murders had happened. And the whole country was ablaze again, just like in the movie. And, so I guess you could say it worked to our benefit in terms of relevancy. Lawrence Conner and I had never forgotten the Newark riots, or never had forgotten the African-American struggle from the 60s, 70s. So that was just natural to us, but it came back because of George Floyd. So from the movie standpoint, I guess you'd have to look at it as a positive from the movie's standpoint.
Sure. So I have a short last one. What about the sequel? Is it happening? Are you working already on that?
I really don't know. I really honestly don't know.
Would you like to do it?
Yes, some days I think no.
Okay, man. Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you.